OTA start next week. They start the 24th. We get to see 1 day of rookie minicamp. They have 3. I get to see 1, which is weak.
So, what day are you going?
Tomorrow. I mean, it's too bad. I mean, to me, if I were the PR director, I'd be thinking, look, I don't want the reporters to see 1 day and it's the first day. Because what if Trey Lance sucks? And then everyone says, oh, Trey Lance sucks. Well, no, what if he was really bad on the first day of camp and then he improves tremendously? That's the story. The story is that the dude made crazy strides over 2 days, but that's not going to get out there because we only saw a snapshot from day 1. He's allowed to suck on day 1. I just don't think they thought it through. Now, I'm not expecting him to suck on day 1. No. I'm just saying, what if he does, plays great the next 2 days? That should be the story.
Yeah.
Should be the story. Anyway, we'll see it in OTAs. What are the expectations?
I expect a lot of good talk about Trey, and again, I don't know how true this is. I don't know how it is with the beat writers. I've heard rumblings of like, you guys can't report on every single player truthfully, or like you have to stop talking about players.
Do whatever the hell I want to do.
Not you.
If you want to play ball with the 49ers, then you honor their requests. If you don't, you don't. You can't break rules. But that's different. There's a difference between a rule and a request. Okay. They'll say, hey, please don't. Hey, man, I don't work for you. Okay. Or I do work for you, and I want, we'll do a little. I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine. That's up to you if you want to do work that way. I don't do that.
Okay. I mean, honestly, realistically, I don't really see too many bad things coming out about Trey Lance because, like you said, the beat reporters are gonna play ball, and they're not gonna, if that comes out, then immediately the general public's gonna start like trying to jump off a bridge as if that's like already like this telling sign that Trey Lance isn't gonna work out. That's the thing that I get scared of is like any sort of one bad report. People are just going to start to freak out as opposed to watching him play in games or watching him progress over OTAs and things like that.
If there's a bad report, it's national news on the NFL Network.
Right. That's what I mean. And then what happens? Well, Kyle, you picked him. Well, it was 1 day.
Right.
Like, remember, day. So think about this. Remember that day that Jimmy Garoppolo threw 5 interceptions in practice?
Yeah.
That's all anybody ever talked about. And then he went out there and it was for days like that. Now imagine all the pressure on a number 3 pick and what everybody thinks. And there's some people that still think it wasn't the right pick. So they're gonna sit there and try to pick that apart.
What if Justin Fields is tearing it up in Chicago?
I hate that Trey's gonna be like held up against that.
Mac Jones tears it up in New England. I mean, all these things.
I just like that part.
It's tough. It's a high stakes business. But look, here I'm going to try to lower the expectations for Trey Lance.
Okay.
I don't think his readiness it should be held against him. If he comes in day 1 tomorrow and looks bad, that's okay. You just turned 21. The expectation for Trey Lance is to improve dramatically from the beginning to the end. If he can make strides, that's okay. If it's looking like, hey man, he's not ready yet, but he's improving, then that's okay.
Right.
That's okay. There really is no rush to get him on the field. If he shows that he's more ready than people expect, hey, beautiful. That's not the expectation, but that's beautiful. But as long as he's improving, then they can work with him, and then you can feel that's a good pick.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really my thing. It's just more, people taking 1 day of reports as, okay, here's the book on Trey Lance. Now he can't play. Like, come on. Like, and I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to start a precedent of now that's what you're going to start saying about Trey. And now Trey's got to work uphill against some narrative that's being built against him. Like, that's what gets me worried. And also the comparing of, oh my God, look at Justin Fields, what he's doing. Oh my God, look what Mac Jones is doing. Look what you could have had. Like, I hate that idea. Anybody who was going to be picked, though, was going to be held up against those other guys. So I should pull that back a little bit. But I think that's kind of my fear, I think I'll say.
Well, I just want to say one thing that going in his favor is that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be on the same field.
And he's not a practice player.
He's not a practice player. So people might want to focus on Trey Lance's struggles, but he's not going to be struggling as much as number 10.
Especially if he takes it with the number 2s. Like if he goes up against the backups, Trey Lance is going to tear it up. And that's not even like all right, yes, it's an opinion, but it's closer to fact than people want to believe.
Trey Lance, here's what's going to set Trey Lance apart from Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm already predicting it. He's going to have 1 or 2 wild plays a day that Jimmy never has. Jimmy's not a wild player, doesn't make wild throws. It's not in his skill set. He's more of like a golf guy where you give him a little golf clap every once in a while. Like, oh, that was a nice chip. That was a very nice. I appreciated that shot from Jimmy Garoppolo. That's kind of him. Lance is going to have wild plays, and they're gonna broadcast them on social media, and fans are going to get excited. And then one more thing, The turnovers. Jimmy turns the ball over still, and Trey won't. He should.
So if I could take your golf analogy and use it and turn it into a movie. So what you're saying is Trey is Happy Gilmore and Jimmy is the other golfer. I don't know if he's shooter. No, I can't say he's shooter.
He's not quite shooter. Lafferty Daniel. Daniel.
Right. Like he's the other guy feeling the bull, working it.
Absolutely. Yes. Doing the bull dance, feeling the